Room is a poignant drama that delves into the powerful bond between mother and child, showcasing the resilience of the human spirit and the arduous journey from confinement to liberation. The narrative unfolds predominantly through the perspective of Jack, a 5-year-old boy whose innocent outlook is heavily influenced by his restricted environment. The film opens with Jack waking up in a small enclosed space he refers to as Room. It becomes clear that this space, a converted garden shed complete with basic amenities and a skylight, serves as both home and prison. Jack lives there with his mother, Joy Newsom, referred to as Ma, who was kidnapped 7 years earlier by a man Jack calls Old Nick. Jack is only vaguely aware of the abuse his mother suffers at the hands of their captor, as he thinks of their confined world as normal. For Jack, Room is synonymous with his entire existence. He engages with inanimate objects like lamp, rug, and sink as if they were his friends. Joy goes to great lengths to protect Jack from the dreadful reality of their circumstance, providing him education, play, and a semblance of normalcy. However, on Jack's 5th birthday, Joy realizes she can no longer maintain the facade. She attempts to explain the existence of the larger world outside Room, a concept that Jack struggles to grasp. He perceives everything he sees on television as fantasy, unable to conceive that there are other people, places, or realities beyond their confined space. The emotional climax of the film arrives as Joy forms a perilous escape plan. She initially feigns Jack's illness to engage Old Nick's attention, but soon develops a more dangerous strategy. She trains Jack to pretend to be dead so Old Nick will unknowingly transport him out of Room in a rolled-up rug. Although Jack is initially apprehensive, he ultimately consents to the plan. The escape succeeds when Old Nick places the rug in his truck and drives away. At the first stop, Jack seizes the opportunity to flee and catches the attention of a bystander, leading to a police call. This escape marks a pivotal transformation in the film, moving from the claustrophobic confines of Room to the overwhelming and unfamiliar reality of the outside world. The police quickly rescue Joy, guided by Jack, back to the shed. Once in the hospital, both mother and son begin to confront the physical and psychological scars left by their traumatic ordeal. The film captures their struggle for recovery and the profound impact of hope and freedom against a backdrop of trauma and resilience. Adjusting to their newfound freedom proves to be a significant challenge for Joy and Jack following their harrowing escape from captivity. Joy is reunited with her family, but the reunion is fraught with tension. Her parents are divorced and her father struggles to look Jack in the eye, viewing him through the lens of his origins, born from a traumatic act of violence. While Joy's mother, Nancy, offers support as they all attempt to navigate this difficult transition, the path is anything but smooth. Jack, overwhelmed by the vastness and noise of the outside world, clings to his long hair, a remnant of his life in Room, and finds solace in the familiar routines from his past. Joy grapples with her own demons, battling both depression and PTSD. She is plagued by guilt for not escaping sooner, for the way Jack was raised, and for her struggles to adapt to life beyond captivity. A devastating moment arises during a televised interview when she is asked why she didn't seek Old Nick's release of Jack at birth, which triggers a dark spiral culminating in a suicide attempt that necessitates hospitalization. Meanwhile, Jack gradually develops a bond with his grandmother and her partner, Leo. Leo is patient and nurturing, introducing Jack to new experiences in a tender manner, such as bringing home a pet dog and encouraging outdoor play. These interactions help Jack slowly adapt. He begins to cut his hair, taste different foods, and explore outside on his own. This gradual transformation marks the beginning of his psychological rebirth as he learns to embrace the world around him. A poignant aspect of Jack's journey is his unique perspective, which he narrates through a poetic and innocent lens. He reflects on leaving Room, acknowledging that part of him remains tied to that space. His worldview, shaped by years of confinement, gradually begins to shift as he learns to redefine his experiences. For Jack, Room was more than just a prison. It was a sanctuary of birth, play, and love, and parting from it represents both a loss of trauma and a relinquishing of the security it once provided. As Joy returns from the hospital, determined to heal their relationship, though often strained, becomes the emotional backbone of their journey. They support one another in learning how to navigate life in freedom. In a poignant final scene, Jack asks to revisit Room. They return to the once dreadful shed, now a mere shadow of his memories, where Jack bids farewell to each object, treating them like old friends. This moment of closure enables both Joy and Jack to finally find a path forward. In Room, 2015, the narrative unfolds around Jack, a 5-year-old boy who has spent his entire life in a confined space he calls Room, along with his mother, Joy, affectionately known as Ma. This small modified garden shed serves as both their home and prison, where they navigate daily life amidst the horrors of prolonged captivity. The film poignantly examines the profound psychological impacts of such confinement, not only on an adult represented by Ma, but also from the perspective of a child born into this nightmarish reality. Throughout their isolation, Ma has ingeniously crafted a routine for Jack that includes meals, exercise, reading, and watching TV to instill a sense of normality and structure. Jack perceives Room as his entire universe, viewing the sparse furnishings and basic amenities as recognizable companions. This crafted environment fosters a sense of belonging, making it difficult for Jack to grasp the reality of their situation, particularly when faced with the terrifying presence of Old Nick, the man who abducted Ma and keeps them imprisoned. As Jack celebrates his 5th birthday within the confines of Room, there is a heartbeat of innocence radiating from him, underscored by Ma's efforts to make the occasion special with a makeshift cake. However, the arrival of Old Nick ignites palpable tension, culminating in a moment where Jack is forced to hide as Ma confronts the man who symbolizes their captivity. In the aftermath, Ma attempts to convey the harrowing truth about their lives, explaining to Jack that there exists a world beyond the walls that have enclosed them. Initially, Jack is resistant to her revelations, clinging to the idea that room is all that exists. The notion of an expansive reality filled with people, nature, and experiences overwhelms him, leading to an emotional outburst. Ma's determination gradually enables Jack to confront this daunting truth. She reassures him that they must escape to experience life beyond room. Their journey toward liberation encapsulates themes of love, resilience, and the possibility of recovery even after enduring unspeakable trauma. The film powerfully illustrates how human connections can foster hope and healing, portraying the bond between Ma and Jack as a testament to the strength of their love. The performances by Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay are particularly noteworthy as they convey the deep emotional and psychological nuances of their characters. Ultimately, Room serves as a haunting yet uplifting exploration of trauma, illustrating the complex pathways to reclaiming one's life and the inherent capacity for healing found within the human spirit. As Jack and Ma venture into the world, Jack's growth and independence signify the potential for renewal and the reclaiming of a life once lost. The story centers around Jack and his mother Ma, who live in a confined space known as Room. Ma devises a deceptive plan to escape their captor, Old Nick. Initially, she considers pretending that Jack is sick, but Old Nick is skeptical and refuses to take him to the hospital. Instead, Ma comes up with a more daring scheme in which Jack will pretend to be dead. She wraps him in a rug so that Old Nick will believe Jack is lifeless and take him outside for disposal. Although Jack is terrified and resistant at first, he ultimately agrees to the plan. On the day of the escape, Jack follows Ma's directions to lie still as Old Nick carries him out. He is placed in the back of a truck, and as it begins to drive away, he peeks out from the rug. Once the truck makes its first stop, Jack seizes the moment, leaps out, and starts to run away. A passerby with a dog notices the scared boy and contacts the authorities. Jack is soon taken into custody, where the police handle him with care, coaxing him gently for information. Although he feels disoriented, he recalls details about Room, which leads the police to find it. Joy, his mother, is rescued shortly thereafter, and both are taken to a hospital for treatment by doctors and psychologists who help them recover from their traumatic experiences. The larger world outside Room is completely foreign to Jack. He is overwhelmed by the brightness of the sun, the towering buildings, and the sheer number of people surrounding him. Meanwhile, Joy reunites with her mother Nancy and her new partner Leo. Though her father also visits, the situation becomes emotionally charged when he refuses to acknowledge Jack as his grandson due to the circumstances of his birth. This rejection creates friction within the family dynamic. As Jack and Joy attempt to adjust to their newfound freedom, they each face their own challenges. Jack is resistant to changes in his appearance, particularly when it comes to cutting his long hair, which he believes to be a source of strength. He also struggles with the unfamiliar tastes of new foods, expressing nostalgia for the predictability of life inside Room. Similarly, Joy grapples with her reintegration into society as she is haunted by the memories of her captivity and the experiences that have irrevocably changed both her and Jack. Together, they navigate the complexities of their freedom, continually confronting their past traumas and seeking a way to build a new life. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.